Ink-a-dink, 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 ink-a-dink. Wow!
Well, what? What? You taught me how to do this. I mean, you know, you taught me how to groom. Said, look, bub. Well, he said, said, look, bub, groom on your own time. Well, just because your paws aren't showing, you want me to be limited on what I can do? Okay, wait a second. Here, okay. Here. There. Now I'm doing it the old-fashioned way. Okay. Said, Basil said, said, you're looking more and more like a cat every day. Pretty soon nobody's going to be able to tell the difference between this 8.5 by 11 two-dimensional avatar and this 20 by, I don't know, 20 by 25 avatar that moves a little bit more, not much more, but a little bit more than the 8.5 by 11 avatar. Okay. You're giving me the snake eye. Okay, which phone? Not Lil. No, okay. Hey, Lil. Okay, Lilith, tail included, free of charge, who's in the hereafter with Basil. She gets this phone 24/7, so she can not just look down on us from up there, but she can listen in on us from here. Matter of fact, you know, you're right. You said, spooks, said, contained in Lilith, tail included, free of charge. You don't have to look too hard to find 3 letters in there. CIA. Well, do you trust her? Do you trust that she's not going to do us harm? Mm-hmm. I know he's going to say something snarky, because he's not used snarky behind the camera, but he's not going to be saying something snarky because 2 hairs in his left ear just did a quick gyration. Okay? He said, what was the question again? Oh, I remember. The answer's nope. Okay, so we had a call. Okay, there's a call out there somewhere. Well, it's not so very unimportant, because at least it came in on the Inky Dinky phone. Okay. Hello, Basil BuddhaCat presents. To whom do we have the pleasure of speaking this morning? Okay. He says he's going to call back later. Okay. So, we're looking at a parallel here that Basil's been telling me about, because he's been on the phone not only with Donald Trump's 12 cats named Whitey, but he's been on the conference line with Orenthal James Simpson's 1 cat named Blackie and Proud of It. Okay. And what's going on in this conference call? Okay. Basil said, there's some parallels to be found here between O.J. Simpson, who starting in 1994 has been on an impressive hunt for the real killer of his wife Nicole. Been after him. Said they framed me. Somebody else did it. I don't know who. But I'm going to definitely hunt down Nicole's killer. Nicole Kidder, yeah, right. Nicole's killer. That's a little too close for comfort, isn't it? I'm going to hunt down Nicole's killer and bring that person or persons to justice. And he immediately began his trek to the golf course. It was Palm Beach golf course, and was watching everyone on the golf course just in case the real killer was following him around and he could, catch him and bring him to justice and or just continue with his golf game. And the other ones in this conversation. Okay. Wow. Yeah, Snarky, we mentioned to you. Wake up. Wake up and make sure the camera's focused right. I hope it is. I shouldn't say anything, should I, Basil? Because if I bear any what sounds like any ill will or snarkiness on Snarky and Tweety, they'll cut the volume or blur the picture. So you had OJ's cat, Blackie and Proud of It, and Donald Trump's 12 cats, all named Whitey, who were just coming out of the cat room, where they've dragged the Donald's pairs of Gucci's and are leaving him lovely little presents in those Gucci's. And so you had them all. You had them all on conference call. Are they still on? Okay, Snarky. Okay, Snarky, you can stop. You can stop. So you had them on a conference call. Are they still on the conference call? Basil said, meow. He said, turn the volume down on that phone. Turn the volume down on that phone because there you go. That's the ringer is down. Hopefully that'll take care of Snarky. Hey, Walter's here. I don't know if you can see her on camera, but Walter Forrest Cat, you're coming up to do some more dusting while I'm talking to Basil about the OJ's investigation and Trump's investigation. Wow. She's not going to come up. You're off your vacation. Your vacation's over. You owe us a 40-second cleaning work week. So here's the thing. Trump is on a search too, just like O.J. Simpson, and his search is looking for evidence that President Obama tapped into his wires, and OJ's motto is, "They got me since 1994, but I'll get them back." And Trump's motto, and since we got the green, if they got him here, And you'll notice this is, of course, this is the painting that the Trump Foundation had paid $20,000 for. And we know it's $20,000 because it says right there $20,000. And then certainly we know it's worth that because, look, it took all of at least a millisecond to actually do this thing. And it's a perfect likeness. It's got the same eyes, same nose, same mouth, certainly the same hair, except it's in green instead of orange. And his cats, all named Whitey, told us that the reason why he had it commissioned in green rather than orange is he wanted to reach out. Says, I got the Irish Catholic vote. No, back up a second there. Says, I got the Irish Protestant vote. I can use this green painting to woo the Irish Catholic vote. And there it was. So OJ's motto is looking for the real killer since 1994. And Trump's motto is, they're out to get me, looking for the real criminal since January 20th, 2017. And I better hurry up and get that criminal because people are telling me I may not be around too much longer to look for them. Okay. So, okay. Okay, Basil said, I got a lot of important call-ins, so keep those lines open, and make sure you find that micro inky dinky phone and the speck of dust phone, and the micro speck of dust phone because just blew that away by accident. I'll get it back and I'll put it back on. Hey, BM baked beans, the original baked bean, 99% fat-free. Excellent source of fiber with molasses, pork, and spices. And we know we've been getting some feedback from B&G Foods Incorporated, Parsippany, New Jersey, 07054, USA. Proudly made in the USA. Find us on Facebook. But don't look on Facebook now because you're watching us. And the B&M company, B&G Foods Incorporated, are telling us, hey, would you mind not having people contact us and ask us stupid questions about our beans? And they say they threw in this. They said, we're even getting calls from New England Patriot fans that want to know, did Tom Brady and Bill Belichick really have that B&M baked beans commercial? BM baked beans meal before the Super Bowl while they were preparing, and did Tom Brady actually use BM baked beans to propel himself forward as opposed to backward during the fourth quarter of the Superb Owl? And that's the Superb Owl 51 or Superb Owl LI in Roman numerals or Superb Owl LIE in Trumpian language. So okay. Just got some important calls to come in, so keep all lines available. Okay. Almost like we planned it. Hey! Okay. Hey, Walter. Could you maybe get some dusting in? That's it. That's it. You dust. Push. That's it. Nice work. Okay. So Basil says, will you get that nut away from... He's in front of me. No, he's not. Okay, now Walter's not in front of you anymore. Well, now she is. But, your ears are showing, Walter. Your ears are showing, Basil. That's enough. Of course, now she's knocking all our DVDs onto the floor. Well, that's what you get when you pay for dusting. She's not going to do Windows anyway, so forget about that. Or, not going to do Windows, and she's not going to do Mac either. Okay. So, where are the call-ins? Okay. Well, you delivered. Okay, not the Inky Dinky phone. not the speck of dust phone, not the micro speck of dust phone, but, oh, it's the amplified speck of dust phone. There, hold on. Hello? Thank you for calling Basil BuddhaCat Presents. May I ask who's calling? Well, I'll tell you two things, Basil. First of all, I'm barely able to hear, even with the amplification, I'm barely able to hear our caller in. The second thing I'll tell you, that is it Dr. Ben Carson? Tweety's going to check that out. And yep, Dr. Ben Carson calling in. Okay, well, thank you for calling in. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna crank it up a few hundred decibels to try to compensate. But okay, that's a little bit better. Okay. Dr. Carson, Basil. Dr. Carson is telling me that he was a little bit offended by our mocking of his slavery and immigration, slavery and slaves and immigrants remark that he made to the annual get-together of Housing and Urban Development, HUD. And he's a little upset with that, but we can make it up to him if he allows us to. If we allow him to do like he did to Mark Morash on Progressive Soup the other night, and shackle your ankle. Oh, and shackle my ankle. Well, because it gives him an opportunity then, and yeah, he's under the table doing it right now. He's shackling you and he's shackling me. And he wanted to do that because it gives him an opportunity to promote Ivanka Trump's new line of ankle bracelets. He said, available at all fine stores while they last. So, didn't that get Kellyanne Conway in trouble? Okay. Dr. Carson is saying, got to crank it up a few more decibels. Still soft, but I can hear him. I'll translate. He said, what the hell are you doing? I'm going to do the whole conversation when he's starting with the being upset. What the heck are you doing? Mocking my remarks about slavery. And, oh, by the way, you can make it up to me if you allow me to shackle you up. And then do a commercial. Do a commercial for Ivanka Trump's new line of ankle bracelets. Okay? Okay, that's what he said. That's quoting him. Okay, so yeah, so oh. Wow. You know, it's okay, Basil. You're on for the whole half hour. Walter's only going to be up here for a few seconds anyway. Told you. So, so Dr. Carson, did you watch the Progressive Soup show the other night where we talked about the comparatives between your analogy between slavery and immigration, and slaves being they were just immigrants that came over in shackles, and okay, Basil's got something to say. Said, let me explain, and then you can translate. Okay. Said, look, four things, and then my comment, which I graciously allowed you to quote me on Progressive Soup the other night. Said, look, said, Ben Carson made the remark about slaves being the equivalents of immigrants. And then people on the internet came up with some very good alternative, similar comments, like prisoners are actually volunteers. And it went right on to internment camps are the equivalent of summer getaways, and concentration camps are actually the equivalent of weight loss centers. And then okay, but you remember what Basil finished it up with his own remark, and that is essentially Ben Carson is an ass. Oh. No, I think we actually lost him. It's hard to tell with the voice. Okay. He did say one thing at the end, which I'm going to quote him at. He said, "Goodbye for now, and buy Ivanka Trump jewelry." Okay. So, who else is going to call in? Okay. Well, let's find out. Okay. What's that, Basil? Basil said, "New phone alert. We now have in our possession what I refer to as the dumb Pakistani phone." Okay? So let me find that. I don't know where that is. Is it smaller than the speck of dust phone? He said, nope. He said, nope, it's actually a pen. Just like in the day when spooks used to use pens as, when I say spooks, I mean CIA agents used to use pens in order to tape conversations, and they could play them back later and have fun with them. And do cute little activities like murdering Salvador Allende, freely elected Marxist president of Chile, and installing Augusto Pinochet, who imprisoned and killed hundreds of thousands of people. So, okay, so let's see who's on the... oh, hey. It's Sean Spicer. Basil says, said, I ate his cats. Give him a little hint that maybe he ought to call in, and there you go. Hey, this is okay, and Tweety confirms that it is Sean Spicer, and wow, this is no Ben Carson I got in the line. Okay, I'm gonna hold the phone out here and translate into human what Sean Spicer is actually saying. He said, "Hey, will you leave us alone? Leave our nigger Ben Carson alone. Leave Betsy DeVos alone. Leave our esteemed president alone. Leave our what'd you call him? Half a sick Pence alone. And most of all, leave me alone, because I'm not allowing you into any more press conferences, and I'm not answering any more questions." Okay. Okay. So, Sean, would you like to comment on the trouble that you're having with the health care bill, where you've got libertarians on one side, like Rand Paul, saying they're calling this the Republican plan Obamacare light. They're absolutely inalterably opposed to it, and you've got anybody that's left of what remains of the center against it. How are you going to get that plan? How are you going to get that plan passed? I mean, how are you going to do it? I mean, you got it through committee, and how in the world are you actually going to get it passed by the House and the Senate? Spicer said, he's responding, okay. He said, okay, thanks for calling. Okay, now, okay. You know what we missed? We missed, it's the 9th of March now. And 4 days ago, we missed our Cinco de Marzo celebration. I mean, we still have the beer, and we still have the giant Heineken. Well, it's not Mexican beer, but you know, as far as I can tell, as far as I know, it's all pretty much tastes like. Okay, I'm going to say it, Basil. I know you want me to say this, but remember, that's why we didn't get the Budweiser account when the NFL players were all losing the account for the NFL by, you know, beating up their wives, beating up their girlfriends, beating up their kids. And we had a chance. We had a shot at the Budweiser account. But Basil made me tell this story. And the story went something like this. And I'm tired of telling it, but all right, your show, so I'll tell it. Said, remember the time you used to take your kids to Misquamicut Beach in Rhode Island, and you drive down across 84, down Route 9 through Middletown, and reconnect with 95 and go past the Budweiser distributorship down there along Route 95, and you used to ask your kids when you saw the big I don't know whether it was plastic or wood or what in the yard, the giant Clydesdale, and you used to ask your kids, hey, I wonder where the beer comes out of that thing. All right, you happy? We'll never get the account now. I mean, that's only about the 25th time you'd maybe tell that story. Basil said, cachet. It's still got a certain cachet, though, doesn't it? Okay. So, Cinco de Marzo. Okay. Basil saying, said, first of all, maybe you don't remember the Cinco de Marzo celebration, but I do, because I didn't drink this entire bottle of Heineken. Not to mention a few other bottles of something or other, like you did, co-host, Interpreter-in-Chief Gopher. Said, and since we had that guest the other day, 3 weeks ago, Dick Van Dyke, and you'll have to watch that show to truly appreciate it. Basil continues, every month is no longer Cinco de Marzo, Cinco de Abril, Cinco de Mayo. Hey, that's a fresh one. Cinco de Junio, Cinco de Julio, Cinco de Agosto, etc., etc., etc. Said from now on they're all called Cinco de Cock in honor of your date which you had on Cinco de Febrero with our now good friend Dick Van Dyke. Well, thanks. Okay. Well, you know what? We're not off this subject yet of O.J. Simpson and Trump, because Basil said both those skunks owe me call-ins. Simpson, who's in prison, but occasionally gets a phone call, and still lamenting about how nobody ever stops by to visit him, with his famous line, "Please stop by and see me." And continue the call with Trump, who's, as we noted earlier, out there looking for evidence that black guy's been out to get me since during the campaign, and we're not sure what he done, but he done something. And we need to investigate him in order to not have enough time to investigate my part in the Russian connection. And said, by the way, this is Trump. By the way, if I'm going down, they're all going down with me. Kellyanne Conway, Ben Carson, Jeff Sessions, Jared Kushner, my beautiful son-in-law, and all those other skanks, including that Sean Spicer. They're all going down with me because they all knew about it. They all were in on this. They all understood what was going on. They made me do it. Okay. Oh, hold on. Okay, it's a CIA pen phone again. Better hold it out here because I know who's on. Twitty, is it going to be? Twitty said, yep, Sean Spicer. Okay, I'm holding it. I got to hold it out a little further because he's talking a little bit louder than he even did the last time he was on. Said, no, you MF, I'm taking you down first. I guess he's addressing that to Trump. Well, I guess it's a little, I guess the honeymoon's over in the White House. So, okay, thanks for calling. I mean, we're going to have to augment this show with either sad cat diary, sad dog diary, with the fish tank, even with Walter. Hey, Walter. It's always a good use. Always a good way to fill time. On Basil BuddhaCat Presents! Exclamation point. Hey, the mirror? Okay. Yeah. Well, sorry. You got Bill Murray, David Letterman, and Drew Carey, LFFF, as we know him, up in the hammock, and just kind of blinded all three of them at the same time with the reflection off the Basil's magic fork you mirror. But you want me to? Okay. Basil said, said, yeah, remember 3. And while you're doing that, would you mind blinding Walter and chase Walter away from the table? Chase Walter Forrest Cat off the table or away from getting on the table? Okay. So, okay. We're gonna do a special one because Women's Day was this past week, and a day without women, which proved that when you eliminate 51% of the population, it kind of creates some problems. Okay, we're going to reach out to Elizabeth, a very important woman. Okay. So everybody named Elizabeth out there, then you can imagine that you were the Elizabeth we're calling out to. Okay. Okay. Also, Susan. And Susan lives in Maine, and a very honest, decent person with, even if you look at the letters, you don't realize it, but there's an R in her name. There's an R in there somewhere. And a raspberry to Betsy. And that's, of course, the Betsy that joined the table 2 tables away on Wednesday night and Thursday noon 30s episodes of Progressive Soup, and she joined in with Dr. Ben Carson, and seemed to be a little upset about the possibility that the department that she was just named head of, the Department of Miseducation, was in some trouble and might be eliminated. Said she's got a lot to do before you eliminate that department. So don't, please. Oh, my esteemed President Drumpf, don't eliminate my department. You cut it back 99%. That's okay. Just make sure I'm still standing there to bring out some edicts about privatization of education. Okay, so we're going to sneak away and add another episode or something or other, and then there's been Basil BuddhaCat Presents. I'm David Stevenson, Basil's co-host, interpreter, and chief gopher. And if we got something new, we'll be back Sunday.
They say they'd rob your grandma blind on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Fritter her away her Medicare on Wall Street. And Pharma Oil and their pet fox don't care if she lives in a box, so long as they wear platinum jocks on Wall Street, on Wall Street. Meow.